The answer is yes. The leader of the Lib Dems Jo Swinson would be prepared to use nuclear weapons. She would be willing to push the button. She would take the ultimate decision if she had to. Everyone got that? She would do it. No doubts. No hesitation. Yes. But what did she mean by yes exactly? The critics said it showed Ms Swinson was willing to sanction Armageddon. Not even a moment's hesitation about the prospect of killing millions of people, said CND. It's sickening to hear this question asked and answered as if it's some kind of virility test, said Nicola Sturgeon. The consequences should be made clear, she said. But who on earth isn't aware of the consequences of using nuclear weapons? The dread of nuclear conflict has been deep in the British psyche since the Second World War, and even more so since the Cold War. We can see the mushroom clouds in our minds and we can hear the government information films. When the attack warning sounds, you and your family must take cover at once. No place in the UK will be safe. Cover any dead bodies with polythene or sheets. Jo Swinson is a child of the 80s and will have seen those images and heard those warnings like everyone else. But when she said yes to using nuclear weapons, she wasn't saying yes to bringing about mass destruction, and it's absurd to say she was. She was saying yes as part of the political, diplomatic and military construct that surrounds the nuclear deterrent. She was saying yes to ensure a no to ever having to start a nuclear war. The submariner Richard Humphreys explains it well in his new book Under Pressure, which is a brilliant account of what it's like to work on nuclear submarines and live with an awareness of what they can do. Humphreys says he knew that at any point the sub was potentially just 15 minutes from the start of an apocalypse. 15 minutes is how long it takes between receiving the firing signal from the PM and the nuclear warheads being launched. But Richard Humphreys also knew the differences between the theory and the reality. On every nuclear sub, there is a sealed letter from the PM telling the captain what to do in the event of a nuclear attack on Britain. The options are: do nothing, leave it to the captain, put the boat under the control of an ally, try to save the sub by going to another part of the world, or the nuclear option, retaliate with the warheads. In other words, the weapons would only ever be used as a second strike option. The important point, and the difference between the theory and the reality, is that if we ended up in those circumstances, the deterrent would have failed, it would have proved worthless. But it hasn't. Humphreys and his comrades lived, ate, slept, and worked 100 feet from the world's most powerful weapon while also believing wholeheartedly that they would never receive the firing signal. For more on this story, visit the news article link.